of tea. Put on your headphones if you've got a burning question. We might have an answer, it's the VSPA podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 5th VSPA Meet the Board podcast. Usually you hear Tim's soothing voice as he interviews this year's board members by diving into their past, present and future and challenging them with difficult dilemmas. But today it's my turn to interview Tim. I'm Merel, this year's chair, and Tim is our study committee affairs officer. And as he sang in his application as a board member last June, his name is Tim, he's 23, and the next study CAO he will be. Tim makes music, cycling through Amsterdam and its surroundings at dangerous speeds is also one of his hobbies, and asking difficult questions he likes to do as well. And finally, rice cakes with peanut butter make him very happy. Hi Timba.
Hello.
So how is it to be on the other side of the mic?
It's a strange feeling, but I trust you.
Good. Nice. Good to hear. The very first question that always starts this podcast off right is, how would you describe our board in 3 words?
You just told me you weren't going to ask this question. Oh no.
I had to surprise you.
Oh. Yeah, that's a difficult question. I wonder who came up with that question. Okay, I'm going to try to look for some words that the other board members haven't used yet.
Oh, that's hard. You already heard a lot of words.
The first word is dynamic, I would say.
Dynamic?
Yeah, dynamic.
What do you mean by dynamic?
Well, our meetings can be very different.
Mm-hmm.
One moment we can be very laid back, and the other we can be having fiery debates or discussions. And we can also be very outgoing with all of us, but we can also be more in our own worlds.
Yeah.
So I with dynamic I mean that we're good at switching between.
We have a few extremes.
Yeah.
Then we switch between.
Yeah. But also all of the stuff in between. So
Okay.
it's not just the extremes.
Ah, okay. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Sometimes we are,
Yeah.
but that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The second word, I'd say open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean we're all psychologists, so we're very good at listening to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't always have to have a solution right away, but sometimes we're also just very good at being there for one of the other board members. So listening to each other and being there for each other. And the last word.
Beautiful. The way you describe us.
Funny.
Funny, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for funny.
I agree.
Everyone in the board makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And I like laughing, so
Who
I think that's a
doesn't?
very important recipe for a good board year, but also for a good life.
Yeah. Good. Laughing is I think that's one of our strengths, that we laugh a lot. Good that you feel the same way. Tim, you also have many, many hobbies. I can't begin to name them. Do you think you could choose your favorite hobby?
Oh, it's almost like a dilemma.
Yeah.
But it's even harder than a dilemma because there's not just 2 options. Yeah, I think I would have to go for music.
Music.
Yeah.
So you would give up cycling,
yeah.
theater, tennis.
Yeah, I think I would give up all of those things. I don't know. Music is something that's the most special to me, because if I compare it to cycling or improvisation theater or tennis or whatever, music feels more like it's another world.
Yeah.
Like it's something that you can't put into words. So yeah.
That's why you're
like
struggling.
What's happening right now. Yeah.
Do you think that comes from your childhood because you grew up with a lot of music in your family? Very psychologist question.
Well, we always had a piano at my parents' house. And my father would always just walk past the piano and play something while he was standing, like very short pieces, but he would always play them 3 times as fast as you're supposed to play them and make lots of mistakes. And then after a while, my brother, Max, he suddenly played one of those pieces that my father always tried to play. And we were like, how is he playing this?
How does he do it?
So then we figured out that Max was pretty good at making music. And then I was like, I want to make music as well. So I decided to start playing guitar. Because I wanted to become a professional guitar player in a rock band. Yeah, that was my dream for a while.
Wow. I can envision you with an earring on a stage. Lots
head
of girls.
banging. Yeah. Secretly is still my dream. But ever since I've started to love music more and more. And now it's not just the electric guitar, but it's also the acoustic guitar, the piano, the ukulele, and singing. I like singing the most, I think.
The most?
Yeah.
More than the piano?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're making the sound yourself when you're singing. And sometimes it's almost like meditation. Because if you want to be good at singing, you have to really be able to relax and figure out where the muscles in your throat and your stomach, how to use them.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes after my singing lesson, I walk out of the room and it's almost like I meditated for 1 or 2 hours.
Wow. That's really nice. So, you are actually the oldest board member.
I am.
What is it like to be the eldest? Would you say you're the wisest?
I hope so. I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm the oldest, but sometimes I do feel like I've experienced more than you guys.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like I haven't experienced anything at all. But I mean, it's mostly because I've been studying for such a long time that when I hear you guys talk about how you started studying a bit more than 2 years ago, or how Julia started studying last year, I'm like, whoa, I can't even remember when I first started studying. It's so long ago.
No, like high school so long ago for you. Yeah, I can imagine. But do you think you're the wisest? In some ways, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I really like the quote that true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. Ah, wow.
So
that's what we have to strive
I know
for.
that I know nothing, but no, I don't. I still think I know a lot of things, so I'm not really wise yet.
Not the true wisdom.
Maybe one day I will truly realize that I know nothing.
So you have been a board member for 4 months now?
Yeah, well, 4 months.
Yeah. What is the most important thing you have learned during these past 4 months?
I think the most important thing I've learned during these past 4 months, 4 months,
yeah,
is to be open. To be open about how I'm feeling.
Oh, to others.
To other people, yeah, because that's something that is quite difficult for me. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a board year really helps me open up. Because it's impossible to keep everything to yourself if you're working so much with a group of 5 other people.
True. You have to share.
Yeah.
You have to keep each other updated.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like that's something you strive for, to be open to others.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know them that well, you're already pretty open, I think.
Yeah.
But you're also still learning, apparently.
It's quite a new thing for me.
Nice.
Because I always used to be quite scared of being open with people. But because I started doing it more and I realized that mostly good things come from it and people open up when you tell them about yourself. It's like a good positive feedback loop.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Nice. I think that's a beautiful thing to have learned in these 4 months.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Good.
That I've learned that.
So next week you will start up your committees. and you are CAO of 10 committees, to
Yeah.
name a few: the lecture committee, workshop committee, and the talent committee. And there are many more lovely ones. What part of being the CAO of the committees are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to meeting a lot of different people. I'd love to meet them all in real life, but the first meetings are going to be on Zoom.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
But yeah, I'm interested in hearing their stories, hearing their creative ideas, hopefully. Yeah, brainstorming with them, but also having the difficult moments and improvising with them.
Yes, nice. Get through it together. Now I want to dive a little bit into your childhood,
Ooh.
as you always do. When you were a child, was there some kind of food that you refused to eat?
I really hated mussels.
Mussels?
Yeah, like the shell fish. No, the clams, maybe that's the
Are
word.
those called mussels?
Yeah, like the things in the shell.
Yeah.
And I actually have a funny story about that. One time I was at a friend's place and we were eating clams or mussels in the garden, and I just couldn't swallow them. I had a really difficult time, but luckily we were in the garden, so every time my friend's dad wasn't looking, I would quickly get some of the mussels from my mouth and throw them in the bushes. And
no. Imagine him gardening a few days later.
Weeks later, I think I told the story to my friend, and then weeks later I was at their place again, or maybe even months, and we were having dinner with the father as well.
Yeah.
And then he just casually mentioned it, my friend. So he's like, "Oh, did you know that Tim last time we were eating mussels?"
Oh no.
And all the father could do was just laugh awkwardly, and I could only do the same thing.
Oh, that's so funny. Imagine finding all those rotten mussels in your bushes.
Lovely.
Good trick. Well
Yeah.
improvised. Very nice. So, were you a rebellious child?
Yeah, I could get quite angry. One of my moves as a 1 or 2 year old was to bash my head on the floor when I didn't get what I wanted.
Oh no.
So I think I couldn't even walk at that
Did that
time,
work?
but I would crawl, and whenever I didn't get what I wanted, I'd just bash my head on the floor
Oh no.
until my mom or my dad would just give me what I wanted.
Because otherwise you would
Yeah.
hurt yourself.
It's a very effective tactic.
Wow. So when did you stop using this tactic?
I think when I was able to walk.
Okay. Then you could get your own stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine you doing that right now during a board meeting.
Maybe I'll try it next
bashing
time.
your head.
Next time I don't get what I want, I'm just gonna do that.
I think that we would give in
Mm.
because we wouldn't want you to hurt yourself. I think it would still work. And as an adolescent going through puberty, were you rebellious?
Yeah, I was always quite mischievous, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How?
I was always the kid that got sent out of class, and
Why? Because you were clowning.
well, because I was quite good at getting good grades without doing a lot of things, so I was always bored.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd always be distracting myself and my friends and just pushing the limits, seeing how far I could go and still get away with things. But sometimes I wouldn't get away, and I would have to clean the school or something like that, or
You get
stay
punished.
hours after school, stuff like that.
Oh no. I wouldn't say that right now, that you are very rebellious. Maybe
I've changed.
your wild feathers are gone. Wild feathers?
I don't know. I like them.
And a last question about your childhood. Where were you born?
I was born in the hospital in Utrecht.
Oh wow.
And it was a very, very long birth, because I didn't want to leave my mother's womb.
Typically Tim.
Yeah, I was already late for my own birth.
Always late.
But when I eventually came out, I was all blue because it took so long. So
Oh.
they put me in the I don't know the English word.
Yeah,
Couveuse. In like a a sort of bed thing where it's very warm and where babies go that aren't doing very well.
That have to grow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
I like the.
So I was one of those babies, and the doctor actually said that I could have concentration problems because it took quite a while before my brain got enough oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ever get distracted during a meeting, then I always have an excuse.
You can blame yourself.
Yeah.
For staying in the womb.
Because it was so cozy.
Then one day you decided to study psychology. What is it about psychology that interests you?
Well, I'm just fascinated by how my mind works, but also how other people's minds work, and I really wanted to learn about that. But it also came from more sort of empathy, that I wanted to understand what people with psychosis or that are schizophrenic or something, what they go through.
Mm-hmm. You wanted to understand, or was it more
I wanted to
to fix it?
No, well, I wanted to fix it, but I'm doing brain and cognition, so I'm not going to learn how to fix it, and I don't think I'd be suitable to fix that kind of stuff.
You're no Freud.
But it's mostly from curiosity that I wanted to study psychology. And another perk is that the people at psychology are very nice. They're a lot more friendly and outgoing than the people that I studied with when I was studying physics.
Yes, because you used to study physics.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, if I'm correct?
Three
years, you switched to brain and cognition.
Yeah.
So what is it about brain and cognition specifically that interests you?
Well, to be honest, because I study beta gamma, and we can choose psychology as a major, but we have to do brain and cognition. So I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
But what I like about brain and cognition is that it's more of a combination between the more biological side of things and the psychological side of things.
Yeah.
So I like that.
So it's social, but also...
Yeah, so there's maybe still some physics in there. Because I still really like physics, but the reason I stopped was because it was just too abstract, and it was only mathematics, and I didn't know what I was doing anymore.
No.
So I like the combination.
All right. If you were an animal, which animal would you be?
Oh, interesting question.
This question is usually my party starter when things are getting lame.
When things are getting awkward and you don't know what to ask, you can always ask this. I think I would be a flying animal. Maybe a raven.
Raven?
Yeah, because they're quite smart. And I don't know. I always feel, when I see ravens, I always feel like they know a lot. Like they know something that we don't know. Like they're...
But I also feel like they live a very sober and a bit of a dark life.
Yeah, I don't know, but that sort of appeals to me.
Ah, okay. I would say you're more of a pigeon.
A pigeon?
No, but one of those cute ones. Like a cute little pigeon.
No, I don't want to be pigeon.
Because you're so kind and so cute. No, but I could also see a raven with your dark hair. I can imagine.
I'd rather be a raven than a pigeon.
Alright, it's your choice, so you get to choose.
Yes.
Very nice. Is there anywhere in the world that you still want to travel to?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of places actually that I would want to travel to. But I think the first one that comes to mind is Antarctica.
Antarctica?
Yeah, because it's just such a... I don't know, it's one of those places where no one ever goes. But
you're so extra. You would have got it.
But I mean, yeah, I would love to go there one day, just see what it's like to be on a continent where no one really lives except for researchers.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
See the penguins in real life.
And a lot of ice.
Yeah. I think it would be a very interesting experience.
How long would you spend there?
Oh, I don't think I would want to spend more than a couple of weeks there.
No.
Because I think it can be quite lonely and isolated for those researchers there.
I think so too.
It's almost like you're on another planet.
going to space for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to go to
from
space?
Earth. Yeah, I think so. But the same thing, I wouldn't want to go for a very long time. But I think it would be very humbling and interesting to see the Earth from space.
I think so too.
And I've actually been looking at the moon through my telescope, and it looked pretty interesting. It looked like it would be a very nice holiday there.
If there was a plane going there, you would hop on?
Yeah.
Do you think the moon is made out of cheese? Okay.
I know it's made out of cheese. The question is just what kind of cheese.
Alright, Tim. Thank you for answering these questions.
You're welcome.
Now it's time for the next and final segment of this podcast. I will pose you 3 dilemmas and I want you to answer as quickly as you can and explain your answers to us.
A dilemma is a situation in which you have to make a decision, and it's very hard to make that decision.
Dilemma time.
Let's go.
Alright. The first dilemma. Hold on to your chair. Would you rather have to go to all your committee meetings naked or not be able to talk during meetings?
Well, I mean, with the Zoom meetings, it's okay to be naked.
Oh, true. Wow, loophole.
I mean, I'm not going to wear any pants anyway during the Zoom meeting, so I think I would do that. I mean, after a while, people would get used to it.
Well, if you're still wondering whether you should join a committee, this must be the reason to join one.
Oh, I should have put that in the promo.
Yes. All right, the second dilemma. Would you rather have your breath smell like a bad fart or have your laugh sound like a fart?
Oh, no.
I chose this one because I think
so my breath always smells like a bad fart.
No,
but I mean that's if I go for that. I mean I hope it doesn't. But
no, I was trying to comfort you. It really doesn't. No. Yeah, you smell like a bad fart or you sound.
I think I would go for the fart laugh, because that would make it even funnier, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm imagining.
I think people would just not be able to stop laughing anymore when I start laughing.
No, that's really funny. I can't get the picture out.
And sometimes people actually fart while they're laughing because your muscles relax.
Oh, yes, good choice.
So I would go for that.
Perfect. I hope one day it happens. So would you rather, for the final dilemma, would you rather never be able to eat peanut butter again?
Oh my god.
Or always smell like peanut butter?
Well, I think peanut butter is quite a nice smell, so it would be a very characteristic smell.
Yeah, that's actually right.
One of my friends loves peanut butter even more than I do. So I think if I would always smell like peanut butter, that he would just live here and
He would never
always want to smell me. So no, I would go for that. I don't think I would be able to live without peanut butter.
I thought so. Very nice. Alright, that's it for dilemma time, which means we have come to the end of this VSPA Meet the Board podcast. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you, Merel. You did a good job.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I hope we all got to know Tim a bit better. Next time, Tim will be talking to our Officer of Sales and Acquisition, the one and only Aylin. Or as her voicemail says, Aylin! Do you have anything you want to mention before we wrap this up?
Yes, there are still a couple of my committees that you can join. So if you're interested in joining a committee, then you can send an email to me at tim@vspa.nl. Yeah, that's it. I hope to see you there.
And
I will be naked apparently, so extra motivation.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening to this 5th VSPA podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.